What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Let's get right into it. Here to bring you a video discussing the immediate future of Travis Hunter Jr., Kevin Coleman Jr. of Jackson State University. Let's talk about it. So the news is official. We've been seeing it the last week and a half. Deion Sanders is leaving the now back-to-back Swac champs that won the game yesterday. Very entertaining game against Southern University, but news is broke officially. He's officially told his team after yesterday's game. I literally just watched the videos like 3, 4 in the morning. Uh, you know, and it's kind of shocking. To be honest, I am a fan. I'm not gonna say I'm not, but it's kind of just it's not a good look. But all in all, things happen. I'm an adult, so I know things happen, and these kids will learn that as well. These young men will learn that as well. Um, but two players I think who will not be on Jackson State University next year, Kevin Coleman Jr. just won Swac Freshman of the Year, and then Travis Hunter Jr. As we all know, #1 player in last year's high school class. Um, Both those two guys came because of Deion Sanders. And I'm not going to do a prediction video right now on where they're going to go, but I do think they will enter and they should enter the transfer portal. It's only right. Those guys had a bevy of offers. Those guys had a bunch of things, a bunch of options that they could have went with. And they chose Deion Sanders, come the HBCU route, to come the non-popular route as both five-star recruits, as both you know, highly being sought after, and they came to Deion Sanders Jackson State University. They came to a lower level to play in the FCS, and they stood on their word. They didn't come and not liked it at first and left, or we don't know how they're feeling or how they like HBCU ball, but they at least showed up and showed out every game that they played. Hunter missed 5 games, um, and sat down on a couple other games with injuries or just a little banged up, nagging injury, whatever. Like yesterday's SWAC championship game. He played the first half, then played the second half. Coleman had a pretty steady year. Shador Sanders, Jackson State quarterback, had a lot of weapons. So he didn't get the ball as much, but he definitely had a good. Like I said, he won SPAC freshman of the year. So I mean, he won enough to get that award. But he could definitely put up more numbers. He can definitely play better than what he's shown. And I think they're both gonna do that. I think Hunter getting to a D1 FBS school and really hammer the weight program. Really, get a nutrition program going on. Coleman get more opportunities, get a more established system, and I definitely think that's gonna be the case for both players. I do think Jackson State fan base will understand. Those two five-star guys would not have come without Deion, and with Deion leaving, you can't ask them to stay. You can't. You really can't. It's a couple of those guys, the linebacker, running back, I forgot his name, Sylvester something. The other wide receiver, number 5, Cooks. I forgot his name. I forgot the guys' names now, but those guys as well should be on the move as well, but they're kind of iffy. They're kind of iffy. I'm not quite sure, but I couldn't do this video today. The pretty much guarantee, I think they should be going. Um, as far as if I think they'll follow Deion, my opinion, not a prediction video. Um, Coleman, maybe, maybe. He had offers from a lot of Pac-12 schools. I looked at his official listing: Oregon, USC, Florida State, and Jackson State were his last 4 or 5 schools. So Colorado, throw it in there. Might as well go. You're gonna stay with the same quarterback. I think it'll be easier for Coleman to end up going than Hunter. Hunter, who's a down south kid, uh, started his life in Florida, ended up moving to Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, after 8th grade, 9th grade. And all his schools that he was considering going to were all in the South: Georgia, Florida State, um, Jackson State, Auburn, all down south schools, all warm weather programs. That's why when the news was kept trickling out about Deion might go to USF, Deion might go to Colorado, Deion might go to Cincinnati, my first option was USF, South Florida, just to keep Travis Hunter. That was my personal thinking, because my thinking was Deion wouldn't leave without Hunter being committed to him, because that's kind of the biggest statement he can make. The number one player followed me to Jackson State, and even when I left, he still followed me. I thought personally that would have been the biggest, like, the just the biggest backing of Deion Sanders if Travis Hunter would would follow him, and it's still possible. It's still very possible. Colorado, if you know your history, was a big program in the 80s and 90s, but I wasn't. I was born mid 90s, and Hunter was born probably 2000s. You know what I mean? So he probably don't even know about Colorado. I dang sure didn't, and I'm 27 years old. So I had to go back and look at it and look them up. While they offered Deion the program, or why he would choose them. But as I said, me personally, I still chose UCF over them in my personal prediction. I didn't put it out, but I was going to, but decided not to. But you know, me looking at all the landscapes, I like USF better than Cincinnati and Colorado. But he chose Colorado, cold weather state. It gets cold there. I don't know if Travis Hunter, who's a down south kid, will want to be, will want to make that his home stadium. You know, um, you know, playing there once a year or maybe every other year for the rest of his, no, for he has 3 years left of eligibility. If Hunter goes to a Pac-12 school, he'll play there, once a year, or no, one time every 2 years. He only got 3 years left, so he might leave in 2 years, so his junior year. So uh, there is an option there. So we'll definitely see where it goes, where it takes us. Um, I have no early picks, no early favorites on where those two players might go, but I just want to give them the respect that they deserve, because all the talk was they will leave Deion high and dry at the Swac, in the Swac at Jackson State, and it ended up being the reverse role. It ended up being Deion left them high and dry, potentially, if they don't follow. You know, you had these young men come there, and you leave them. They could have had different first years. As I said, they both played well. They both played great, but you know, things could have been different, either bad or worse. You never know. But you leave these kids and you bring them here, you leave them, is crazy to me. But it is what it is. It's part of business. It's a part of life. Uh, and that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.